retired professor Dr. H.K. Sahjwani shall be talking about institutional development plan. As per the NEP 2020, every institute is supposed to create and implement institution development plan. Institution development plan involves following 10 steps. Number 1, forming the planning committee. Number 2, discovering the insights, SWOT analysis, that is strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Number 3, crafting vision and the mission. Number 4, defining strategic goals. Number 5, building the action plan. Number 6, planning the budget and the resources. Number 7, governance and accountability. Number 8, monitoring and review of whatever has been done till now. Number 9, implementation and the milestones. And number 10, adaptive management. To make the episode interesting and understandable, I am going to use storytelling method for the current video. Please meet Professor Avadhesh Khare, the visionary director of Horizon University, who dreams of transforming the institution into a world-class center of excellence. Alongside him are Professor Dr. H.K. Sahjwani, that is me, a humble academician. Followed by me is Swati, an energetic faculty member passionate about the innovative teaching, and RV, an inquisitive student eager to shape the future. One afternoon, in the grand office of Horizon University, Professor Khare leaned back in his chair and sighed. Our campus is thriving, but I fear we are operating in silos. We need a roadmap for the next decade, something beyond day to day tasks. Professor Sahjwani nodded thoughtfully. Yes, Avadhesh sir, the National Education Policy 2020 calls for the institutional development plan. It is time we chart out path strategically. I now will talk about the various 10 steps which are necessary, the first of which is forming planning committee. Within days, a planning committee was formed with Professor Avadhesh Khare, Director and Chair, Professor H.K. Sahjwani, Co-Chair and Academic Mentor, Swati, Faculty Representative and the Innovator, RV, Student Representative and Voice of the Learners, Mr. Patel, the Registrar Administrative Lead. They met in sunlit conference room, ready to dive in. The second step was discovering insights, SWOT analysis, that is strength, weakness, opportunities and the threats. Committee on analysis found that the strength was cutting edge research labs, industry partnership and committed faculty. The weakness was outdated lecture halls, limited digital resources, no formal career services. Opportunities were interdisciplinary program, online learning platform, international collaboration. It was possible to start the interdisciplinary programs, and it was also possible to start online learning platform and have the international collaboration. In discussion, it came out that the growing competition, changes, budget constraints are the threats. Swati sketched these points on a whiteboard while RV took notes eagerly. Next comes crafting vision and the mission. Mission was described as to be a place where students learn lots of the different subjects and new ideas so every student can succeed anywhere in the world. And the mission was to deliver transformative education through collaborative research, digital excellence, and inclusive practices. Professor Khare smiled. This is our North Star. Next point in the discussion came defining the strategic goals. Guided by the vision, the committee decided rather set the three strategic goals. Number one, to launch three interdisciplinary programs cross subject courses within 5 years. Second goal was to establish Center for the Digital Learning to host virtual labs and e-resources. And the third goal was to enhance student support services, including career counseling and mental health resources. Listening to these goals, RV's eyes lit up. And a dedicated student career portal, exactly what we need. Every member of the committee smiled and appreciated the, the excitement in the eyes of the RV and what she spoke. Next point in the discussion was building the action plan. It was decided to break the goal into short term and long term. The short term of 1 to 3 years and long term of 4 to 10 years. In year 1 to pilot interdisciplinary program, set up basic infrastructure for the digital learning center and hire two career counselors was in 3 to 5 years. It was decided to take the one pilot program that was started and expand it so that it was running three full courses. It was also decided to add virtual labs and bring in software that lets students to experiment online so that they can run simultaneous simulation or virtual labs exercises anytime, anywhere. It was also decided to start the career portal, build and launch a website feature where students can find internship, get career advice, see job listing, and track their replacements and placement efforts. In years 6 to 10, it was decided to try to forge overseas university partnership integrate AI-driven learning analytics, host an annual convention innovation summit. Professor Sahjwani was asked to sketch a Gantt chart on the flowchart to align tasks and calendars and the semesters. Mr. Patel presented a resource plan on budgeting and resources. Three columns were shown to the committee with first column item, second column cost estimate in US dollar, and the third column funding resources. Funding sources. Three items were presented. The first item was Digital Learning Center setup. It was estimated to cost 2 lakhs US dollar, and the fund source will be government grants plus alumni donors. The second item was faculty development workshops, the costing $50,000, and it will be industry sponsorship. And the third item was student support services counselor, which was estimated to cost $80,000 US dollars, and the funding source was university reserves. Swati suggested to reach out to the tech companies for in-kind software grants, reducing the cost further. The next point was governance and the accountability. Clear roles and responsibilities were defined. Four roles were defined. Director and board will approve the budgets and the major policies. Academic Council will sanction new programs and the curricula. IQAC, that the quality cell, will monitor progress against the KPIs, and Student Council will gather ongoing feedback from the student body. RV volunteered to conduct monthly student survey, ensuring every voice was heard. The next point was monitoring and review. Swati designed a dashboard tracking enrollment numbers in new programs, usage numbers in usage stats of the digital learning centers, placement rates, and the student satisfaction. It was decided to have quarterly meeting to review these matrices, celebrate milestone, and pivot where what we needed and where we needed. Next point in the planning comes the implementation and the milestone. After the meeting, the work had started, and the very next semester, Horizon University launched its first interdisciplinary course on sustainability and the data science. A ribbon cutting ceremony in the new digital center was led by Professor Khare, with Swati showcasing the virtual lab to RV and her classmates. Professor Sahjwani said, "This is just the beginning," and said that our IDP, that is the Institutional Development Plan, is alive. It grows as we grow. With the plan successfully going, adaptive management was very keen to implement the new educational technologies which were emerging. The committee met biannually to update the plans, added AI driven assessment tools, relocated funds to upgrade the lecture halls with smart projectors, introduced a global scholars exchange program. This flexibility kept Horizon University agile and future ready under the guidance of Professor A.K. Khare. The dedication of Professor Avadhesh Khare, strategic insight of Professor H.K. Sahjwani, innovative spirit of Swati, and the students' perspective of the RV, Horizon University Institutional Development Plan, became more than a document, it became a living, breathing guide to excellence. And that is how a collaborative story of the vision, planning, and action can turn grand ideas into the real world achievements. Thank you.